Hey friends, it is Sunday, and that of course means that it is weigh-in day. Without further ado, let's get on in here and do that thing. Alright, so we have 303.2, and that is a loss of 0.8 pounds. And honestly, I have no idea how that happened because I ate like a complete asshole this week. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. On Sunday, when I did my last weigh-in, I was all fired up and I talked about how much willpower I had. It was a very intense week. It's always hard when I leave Nash. Every week that I work out of town is hard, but this was probably the hardest. He was having a lot of issues, and you could tell that it was, or I have noticed the pattern, and he acts out more when I'm gone. And so, of course, that made me feel really guilty. It made me kind of really step back and reevaluate things. And, anyways, so it was a very intense week. But I think that it was good that everything that happened this week happened, because sometimes weeks are intense, or moments or days or months are intense because you're growing. And that is how I feel about everything that happened this week, is that yes, it's really intense, but I'm growing and I'm learning from things. I'm becoming a better person, and I think things are going to move in a really good direction after this week. So I'm thankful for that. I think I want to talk about prayer first. I've struggled with my weight my entire life. I can remember being like 6 or 7 years old, and looking back, I wasn't like an overweight little kid. You know how you see little kids now that are overweight. I wasn't like that, but my best friend was like really, really, really skinny, and I always thought, like, why am I fat and she's skinny? But I wasn't fat. But so it starts so young, and I can remember being in like 3rd grade and coming home. I would walk home from school and I would be at home for a little while by myself, and I would make myself food before anyone else got home. And so for me, it's been something that I've struggled with for my entire life, and I will continue to struggle with it for my entire life. I always feel like I've tried everything, and that is including praying to lose weight, praying for help with losing weight, praying for the strength to overcome food addiction, praying for this to be the answer. I just came to the realization this week, and oddly enough, it is through the movie Evan Almighty. A fairly old movie, but we just watched it the other day. And in the movie, God appears to Evan's wife, and he's talking about what happens when you pray for things. And it's, if you pray for patience, does God give you patience, or does he give you an opportunity to be patient? And I thought that what I'm missing, like, I've prayed for so much, and maybe everything for the past 2 months has been so intense for me. Because like January was fine, I did well in January, but then like February and so far in March has been tough. And it's just like every week I'm like, okay, you know what, that happened, let's put it behind us, let's move forward. And then sure enough, something else happens, and stuff is already lining up for next week. Like, I hit something in Kyle's car, so his bumper is kind of messed up, and then something hit my windshield, so I've got to get my windshield fixed. So it's always something. And I realize that God is giving me the opportunity to overcome this. He says, okay, you have the willpower. Here's the stressful situation. Get through it using other tools. And I've failed so far. So I think having that in my head is going to be what makes all of the difference. So since I am feeling the need for a reboot, I have decided to go on a liquids only fast. It's not necessarily going for a fat fast or whatever else you call it. I don't know what you call it. I've just decided that I want to do only liquids starting tomorrow. And I think that I am going to try to vlog that each day because I feel like I'm more accountable when I do that. So I'm going to be sticking to liquids. So just water, Powerade Zero, broth, chicken broth, beef broth, and Jello. And that may seem on the fence for y'all, but I've decided to include that as a liquid. And I may even do a little bit of yogurt. We'll see. But that is my plan for this week, to just kind of reboot my system, get my head back in the game, and then I would be in ketosis by Friday, and from there just do regular keto stuff. So that is my plan for this week, which means that I will see you guys tomorrow for my day 1 of liquids only video. Y'all have a great Sunday. Bye.